I have not. I've not put in the link yet. I uh, I kind of want to talk about politics right now. Um, I'm pretty angry over what is going on in our country, my country, the country I fought for so many years. I'm pretty damn angry about what's happening. I don't know if I can express myself very well. It in this case, we talk pop culture a lot, and it is something that is, it's important to a lot of us. Pop culture is, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, I'm a huge pop culture geek myself. Good morning, Lori Roberts. Good morning, Loki. Good morning, Yitzy. Good morning, Pflugerville. Um, I just I'm really angry right now that we can't. That was the alarm to get my daughter up. I woke her up a few minutes ago just to make sure that she got up for school on time. Pop culture, yes, Lori Roberts, thank you. Pop culture should be our escape from reality and not a reflection of what all of us are going through right now. And it's just so infuriating to me now, especially in this time of we're locked down in our houses, for crying out loud. My daughter starts school today. She starts fifth grade today, and she has to start it online. She can't even go to school and meet her classmates. She has to do it online this morning in an hour. I'm so angry right now at what our country has become. I did not spend 20 years defending these morons who go out there and deface public property, deface our heroes of 150 years ago. I mean, they took down the statue of General Grant, for crying out loud. He won the Civil War. Francis Scott Key, he wrote our national anthem, and they took down his statue. I'm infuriated. I'm angry right now. And it just may be, I just I just don't want to live in a world where I am not allowed to express my own personal opinion because it doesn't square up with the social justice morons that are out there right now. So I'm going to throw in the StreamYard link, and I will rant and I will rave, and I would like you guys to express your opinion. And normally I do not do politics ever because I am angry right now. I want you to express your politics. I really do. not because. All right, I don't want to talk about the upcoming election. I don't want to talk about, whatever's going on in the world right now. I want to talk about what you think we should be talking about right now. For instance, I think that we should be talking about how we are going to get past this current crisis. I think that we should be talking about what the ridiculousness of the political infighting that has caused my service from 98 all the way through 2015 to be marginalized. So that's what I want to talk about this morning. I'm angry right now. And thank you for joining me, Pflugerville, Stone Loki, Rambling Canuck. I did not intend to start this. I really did not. But I am really angry right now, and it stemmed from Loki's stream this morning about Godzilla and the ridiculousness that comes from this kind of historical reconstruction. Bird of Prey 5, thank you for joining me this morning.
Glad to be here.
So, again, I reiterate, I'm angry. I am very angry right now. But it has nothing to do specifically with Godzilla. What I'm angry about right now is the revisionist history that is happening to my children and to my way of life and the concepts that I have defended for 20 years. That's what I'm angry about. Thank you for joining us, Positive Candor. I know this is not a positive stream. In this case, I'm just so I need to stop talking and let you guys go ahead and express your points of view, please.
I stand with Mr. CCDB. That's what I wanted to say. Is I stand with Mr. CCDB. It doesn't matter what his politics are. It doesn't matter what side of the fence he's on. It doesn't matter what side of the fence I'm on, or any of us. It's exactly what he said, and that's exactly what today's stream was about this morning. I kind of use Godzilla as a way to open that door, but that is exactly what I'm pissed off about, and I completely agree with you, sir, and I stand with you.
I second Loki.
I've been a patriot my entire life. So for 40 years, since I've understood the concept of patriotism, I've been a patriot. I don't know if I can express this coherently to everyone watching, everyone on the panel, everyone in the chat. I love my country. I would not have served for 18 years. I would not have served the country for 18 years if I didn't love it. So what is happening now, the things that are happening that are destroying what I fought for so many years. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little excited.
That's okay. You can
You can let that out. I didn't come on to judge anyone.
I want for my fiction to be fun and enjoyable. I want for my fellow Americans to be intelligent.
That's a big ask.
That is a huge ask. I know.
Damn it, Bird. I'm just playing with you, Bird, right?
Oh, I didn't have any problem with that. I mean,
No, that's true. It's a huge ask. I mean, how do you get people to understand that the point of a democracy is so that you would take responsibility for the franchise? The franchise being the right to vote, the responsibility for the republic that you are a part of. How do you get people to understand that? You cannot get people to understand that. They don't understand it.
it's not going to happen because the media gives all its time to people who don't understand the most basic concepts of why our government was set up the way it was, how economics work, and they're the ones that are always on TV. They're the ones being promoted like celebrities, being called smart, and
oh yes,
they're the ones that
wonderful, isn't it?
They're the ones getting the power, and people who disagree with them are being called, ists and phobes.
Exactly.
And even to myself, almost as much as I disagree, and but it's hard to me. Like to myself, I will equate one person or one party with, oh, that's the ist, that's the phobe, and I'm like, no, wait, it has nothing to do with political party.
It's not ists and phobes. It's
smart.
someone who wants to take responsibility for the republic that we live in. That's the problem that the media is not pointing out right now. And yeah. No,
sorry, go ahead, Mr. CCDB.
Go ahead.
Well, see, to your comment earlier of how do you make them understand? Unfortunately, we live in a society where they will never understand. And the reason they'll never understand is because good people like you and those who served with you make sure that the conditions that would make them understand never happen. Because unfortunately, until they lose it all and they lose all those rights and they lose all those privileges, only then will they realize what they had and what they've lost. But it is because of gentlemen like yourself and others who served with you that make sure that the ignorance is bliss.
I'm going to throw that out. I'm going to throw something out. It's not going to happen because corporate America just isn't going to let that happen.
They will erase Mr. CCDB and people like him from history.
Yes.
They will.
I would like to have Yosef up on the panel and have a valid conversation with him about the war that took place in the Slavic states in 95 through 99. I really would.
I will say yes, please.
I don't know if Yosef is willing to do that or if he's able to do that. having been a part of that in '98 when we actually captured Slobodan Milosevic. How many of you are familiar with Slobodan Milosevic?
I'm going to say no, I don't have a.
I remember hearing the name, but I don't remember the details.
The problem that we run into, particularly with that part of the world, and if you look at it historically, Slobodan Milosevic was a Serbian, a very devout Serbian. And from everything that I have read of the history of that area, the Serbians have always been a headstrong people, and almost to the point of it's us or nobody.
Yeah. But mind you, that's the political leaders.
Right.
That is the political leaders. That is not the people of the area.
I am aware of that. It's just that they tend to the people that they put in charge, no matter how they get there, believe that this is the way it should be. And if you disagree with them, the whole concept of Yugoslavia was a creation of the war.
I'm sorry, Admiral. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not. I swear, I'm not laughing at you.
You should be. I don't have my teeth in.
God, you know what? I want to say each and every one of you, everyone on this panel is such a big heart. I'm so happy that I've gotten to know each of you. Bird, I absolutely love you, brother. And you know what? I've never said this about a bass player before, but Admiral, I love you, brother. I really do. But seriously, you guys have such heart, and as long as that survives, I have hope. I do.
Well, thank you, Loki, and absolutely, you are one of the reasons that I'm a YouTuber.
Thank you.
I'm not joking about that. I know that Rambling Canuck gave me my big start as far as being a YouTuber is concerned. But listening to you and what's his face?
Oops. Are you insinuating senility sucks there, CDD?
Yeah, senility sucks. Multiple sclerosis sucks. I tell you that. I can guarantee it.
But
okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
But you guys, Gary from Neurotic, and Doomcock, and you, Loki. You guys gave me the impetus to just go ahead and fire up this channel and see what happened, And Rambling Canuck gave me my very first online interview, and I think I brought some people into the community. Admiral.
Yeah, I blame you for everything, buddy.
Yeah, Admiral blames me for everything, so that's cool.
I got into a discussion one time about Russia and China and the people in charge of those two countries. And it fits more with China now. The reason China is the way it is because they don't know any different. They have spent thousands of years being subservient to the government in charge. That's all they know. Now, there are some people who are trying to change that now, admittedly, but for thousands of years, that's all they knew. In Russia, they went from serfdom to communism because that's, I hate to say it, but that's what they knew. The problem is here in America, they're not teaching all they're teaching is well, this is a good thing. It isn't. And they're not spending any time telling people that it's not all unicorns and rainbows with these systems. So the people in charge are thinking, well, it'd be better if, everybody were equal. But everybody was equally poor.
Yeah.
When I went to school,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
when I went to school, they were blowing fucking unicorns and rainbows and all that stuff right up your ass, telling you don't have to work for anything because, you're American.
Right. Yeah. And that's how a lot of people ended up with a whole lot of student debt in the last 30 years. I do want to explain why I was laughing earlier, though. I don't know if you guys were reading the chat or not, but Colin P. Smith, my long bowman, he makes me laugh often and regularly, and I love this. An updated version of the Encyclopedia Galactica, which fell through a wormhole from the future, described SJWs as the first against the wall when the revolution came.
But to Admiral, sorry, go ahead, Mr. CCD.
Well, no, I absolutely love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so I love that. I love that he put that quote in there for me. I appreciate that, Colin. I really do. It cheered me up this morning.
You were going to say Canuck?
Oh, yeah. To your point, Admiral Doom, one of my favorite political quotes is from Winston Churchill. And it always makes me laugh when I read it. And it is, democracy, worst way to run a country, unless, of course, you consider all the others.
Winston Churchill was a character, wasn't he?
But the problem is, and this is the part that most people do not understand, we are not a democracy. Democracy, by its very definition, means mob rule.
Well, no, I know a lot of people don't actually understand that we're a representative
Republic.
democracy. So you hire people to go to Washington to represent you, but you do have representatives, senators.
Is that what they're supposed to be doing?
They are supposed to be representing us. Yes.
The problem is we're getting to a point where, well, I'm going to have my voice heard no matter what. And, the day of reckoning is going to come and somebody's going to be in for a rude awakening. It's that simple.
I don't know. Look, I'm a conservative Christian. As a conservative Christian, I believe in biblical prophecy, and America has no role in the end times. It's difficult to visualize as an American living in our time and space. It is impossible to visualize. But we have nothing to do with the end times. It's Russia, it's China, and it's the Middle Eastern countries, and we have nothing to do with it.
It might not be the end times for the entire world, but come later this year, we're going to have a lot of problems in this country when we're not going to know who was elected.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of trouble later on this year.
Oh, that's going to be a bad funk time. That's going to be all funked up.
We know it's coming. Because I'll be honest.
I'm going to mute my microphone so I can talk to my daughter real quick.
Okay.
You guys carry on the conversation. I'm listening.
Hey, 009.
As a concerned Canadian, can you please stop telling your crazy people to quit threatening to move to here? please. Just keep them there.
Oh no, we're going to send them north. You can give them,
And if they do come here, please give them the Quebec passport because they'll fit in over there.
Wow. I just
I would never wish Canada on anybody.
I just don't comprehend. I do, but I don't. The thing is, we're going to get to a point where these people are going to realize that what they want and what they think they want are two different things.
Oh yeah.
They've been taught all kinds of fucked up shit, Admiral. And it was a couple years ago. I can't remember exactly who it was. It was someone in our government. It was a woman talked about how Castro was a revolutionary and a freedom fighter. And I just lost my shit. I just lost my shit. Someone that we should look to and be inspired by. Castro.
The problem is, and you've mentioned this too, Loki, the people who are doing all of this are going to start feeding on themselves.
Although I will say this, one thing that does give me hope as the father of teenagers. My son is 16 and his friends are here, and I listen to them talk. And that certain generations have screwed up when my son's generation is looking at them going, what the fuck is their problem? So there is some hope.
And admittedly, some of that comes from, I've made it no secret. I am a historian. I study history, not for a living, but I study history from all sides.
Just
because it interests me. And the World War II generation, every generation has fought against what their parents believed. It's human nature. The boomers went a little overboard. And then they taught my generation how to go even more overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then some in my generation taught their kids to go even more farther overboard.
Oh.
And it's just getting worse. And at some point,
and then now we're telling our kids that you guys suck.
And Yosef says we had general elections this year. We wanted a change, and we got one. And be careful what you wish for. It makes sense.
okay, my son was 10 when he made this comment. My son is now 30. My son said, well, look at the country today. Rome took 1,000 years to fuck it away. America's doing it in a little over 200.
Yeah, I've mentioned that multiple times, talking to people who are history type people, and yes, Colin P. Smith brings up an excellent point, and I mention this as often as I can. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
And I'm going to argue that one point of that, I'm going to make one little modification to that. My undeniable rule of life number 20 says those who refuse to learn from history are destined to be dumbasses.
Look at Washington, D.C. Look
Yeah.
at monuments. No, I'm just talking about the monuments. Just look at our monuments in Washington, D.C. We emulated Rome.
Yep.
We emulated the Republic of Rome, not
Whoa.
the empire, but the Republic, the way
Right.
the government worked.
The problem that Rome had, honestly, was it grew too big and people grew too lazy, and too dependent on just getting shit for free. Does that sound vaguely familiar?
What it was called is bread and circuses.
Yes.
Bread and circuses.
You keep them fed and you keep them entertained, and they'll just do whatever.
Yeah.
And instead of keeping their own army, they hired a shitload of mercenaries.
Yeah.
So
Right.
when
And
the final battle happened, when they faced off against the Visigoths, that was it. The mercenaries took tail and ran. They didn't stand and fight because they were paid and bought for. They weren't trained. They weren't brought up. They weren't there to fight for their home. They were there to fight for money.
they were not centurions. They
Yes.
were mercenaries.
All
And
I'm gonna
let
say
me.
in that. Okay,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
Admiral. I'm
Go ahead.
going to
I'm
step
sorry.
all over you right now.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My fourth deployment in Iraq in 2011, we had hired Nigerians to do our base security for us. And when I flew into Mosul, Iraq, and I got off the plane, and the very first thing they showed me was the gate guards and the perimeter security, and they were Nigerians. I said, what the fuck is happening to my country right now? Because in 300 AD, Rome was destroyed by mercenary troops, and we are hiring mercenaries right now. So how do I how do I explain this to other people who have never been in the military? Is it possible to explain this to people who have never been in the military, who have never gone through expert infantry training?
Well, I was never in the military, but I understand completely what you are saying.
Well, when I was stationed in Norfolk, it boggled my mind that the United States Navy has an entire service. It's called the Marine Corps.
Marines would be really mad at you for saying that, but yes, you are correct.
Okay. But the Navy has an entire service that is to have three functions: break things, kill people, and protect things. Okay.
Mhm.
You go to Norfolk Naval Station. This was in 1989, and the security was handled by rent-a-cops on the world's largest naval base.
Yes, I was on gate guard for 3 days straight. Now, look, okay, so Deej and Jedi Bill, they've done 48-hour streams, 50-hour streams, whatever the case may be. I'm not joking when I said I did 58 hours straight. I was awake for 58 hours. I'm never going to do that again if I have the choice. But I did it because I was on gate guard. So I was on a gate checking IDs and passes to get people in and off of Fort Carson, Colorado. So I have done it, and I am fully aware of the nightmare that comes with a 58-hour nightmare of just being awake and checking IDs and passes. So when these guys do these marathon streams, I go, "Why are you doing this? This is this is nuts. It makes no sense." But they do it, and I support them because apparently that's something cool. Is it something cool? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
And Colin P. Smith is right. The peace dividend at the end of the Cold War was not entirely a good thing. We've lost the idea that what you have could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
What people have been taught, especially, and I get this out of college students all the time, which makes me disrespect the piece of paper they have.
You mean that their diploma?
That, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. We can do so much better if we had socialism, if we had communism, if everybody had everything for free, everything would be better. Okay, well, let's go down and talk to Venezuelans about that.
Just talk to any Russian or any Russian federated state.
Right.
Did you catch Joseph's thought here in the stream?
Thought-provoking question to the panel. Hold on just a second. Let me go ahead and highlight that. Even if you are Republican supporters, would you be willing to support a change? Would this change calm the situation?
No. My belief is that it would not. The only thing that would calm the situation is if the people who seem to run everything just became completely in charge. And all it would do is, what I'm afraid of is that we have rewarded laziness. We have rewarded, I work hard every freaking night to get to a better place. And then you're going to tell me because I do that, I'm somehow evil. Well,
yeah.
You can kiss my motherfucking ass.
They'll burn your store down in
truth?
a heartbeat if they get the chance.
You want to know the truth? We have rewarded laziness. We've started rewarding kids with participation trophies. We have this thing called No Child Left Behind, which means they pass even if they fail. We have colleges where you buy grades. This is insane.
It's worse than that.
Oh, it is. I'm just going on the surface.
Y'all remember what happened in 2001? I won't say the exact date because I don't want anything to happen.
Understood.
But y'all remember what happened in 2001?
Yep.
How many of you know that after the first crash, there were only 3 F-16s in the air? How many of you know that those 3 F-16s were launched with absolutely no weapons on their planes? None. There was a United States fighter pilot asking for permission to ram a plane with his because he had no weapons on board. He had no way to defend his country. That's fucking lazy.
Yeah.
That is rules of engagement right now. Rules of engagement right now mean that you cannot shoot even if you are being shot at. You know, when you watch a movie and they say you cannot shoot unless you're being fired upon, that used to be the rules of engagement back in the 90s. It is not the rules of engagement now. You have to be defending a village or you have to be defending a people. So, yes, you are correct, Loki, that the fact that those fighter pilots had no ammunition on board is insane. Absolutely insane. And I go back to the rise and fall of the Roman Republic, the Roman Empire. The rise and fall, the fall of the Roman Empire, stripped all of the centurions of their rights and responsibilities and abilities to defend the Roman Republic or the Roman Empire at the time. And so, yes, you are absolutely correct. It is ridiculous, and it has taken us only 200 years to get to that point.
Well, I see another side of it. I used to do taxes for a living, okay? And I don't know if any of you have ever dealt with those, but the end of January and the first 2 weeks of February are called peak because everybody comes in with their tax papers and go, I want my refund now. And you hear these people, well, can I claim somebody else's kid because I spent money on them? Or the one that always killed me was the guy who came in with 16 W-2s because he knew when to quit his jobs to make the most free money from the government, because we support, we give tax money to poor people on their taxes. It's called the Earned Income Tax Credit.
Hey, I get that every year, and I appreciate it, and I take it.
I am not. No, you missed my point. There are people who know the rules and take advantage of that, and those of us who did help these people go, wait a minute, you mean to tell me you worked 16 jobs throughout the year, a total of 32 weeks out of the year, and you get $4,000? Really?
Yeah, like I said, bread and
that's
circuses.
rewarding laziness. That's rewarding laziness right there. Sorry.
Well, I've said it. I've said it on this stream just now, half an hour ago. Bread and circuses.
Yep.
You give the people their money so they can buy their food, alcohol, drugs, whatever the case may be, and you give them entertainment. And our entertainment, the what do you call that? It's well, talk shows is part of it, but reality TV is the people's entertainment now, instead of arena fights, right, with gladiators or Christians being strung up and eaten by lions. So you have reality TV now instead of arena fights, and you have the government giving away money that it's undeserved.
And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, there are people who need that, okay? I am not going to criticize anybody who does. That's not what I mean. What I'm talking about are these people who know the system, that will do what they can to get the most money for nothing, taking it from people who actually need it.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. Yes, and I can't even qualify for Social Security. Apparently, my disease is not bad enough.
Okay, I am not saying that there aren't people who deserve it. There are. I'm not going to lie. Okay, but there are. For every one that deserves it, there's at least one who's going, well, you know what? If I quit my job now, I'll make this amount of money for the year, and I'll get this much free.
You are right about that, Admiral.
Oh, yeah.
I've known people from back home when I was in my 20s that did exactly that. They worked just enough to get that credit and then quit. They put in just enough time and hours to get enough money to qualify, and then sat on their ass half the year.
Okay,
Yes.
at one point, we referred to it as legalized tax fraud.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to look at it that way, but that's what it was.
It certainly seems that way. And the fact that I've got two kids living with me, a third kid living with my ex-wife. So she gets the child tax credit for him, and I get the child tax credit for these two.
Yes.
The fact that I get all of my tax money back at the end of the year, plus the tax credit for these two kids, it's fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't think that's ridiculous.
No.
I think you deserve it.
I accept it. I take it. I still think it is
Okay.
something that should not happen.
But here's the difference, CCDV. I accept in your situation that it's a good thing, because not like you can go out and get a job at this point. No offense, but you're kind of limited.
I really can't. Yeah, I would have to work from home, and those options really are limited.
Okay, let me ask you
So,
something, Mr.
Colin P.
CCDV.
Smith, hold on just 1 second, everybody. Colin P. Smith is dropping out, so have a great evening,
Oh,
Colin.
good night.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, Colin.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Have a great one, Colin.
Take care, Colin.
All right, go ahead. Who's next?
I was about to ask you something,
Okay.
and I want your honest statement. If you were able to work, go out, get a job, whatever, what would you be doing now?
I'm a contract specialist. I
Yeah.
do contracts.
Which
I
means you would be out there, your
Working.
ass out the door, working.
I'm a purchasing agent. Yes, that's what I did until March.
Right.
I mean, I've
The
been
point-
working for 25 years.
Right.
The point is, that's what you would go to work. Okay.
I would. I want to work. I
you-
can't.
Do you
Right.
think that if I didn't have the work ethic that I have, that I'd be hauling my ass halfway all the way across the city of Indianapolis to go to a job in the middle of the night? Oh hell! But that's not how I operate.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to do this because I have more pride in myself, and while I am still able to do it, I'm going to do that. But the problem is we have so many people who go, well, they'll give it to me for free. Why should I have to work for it?
Well, the day I fell down in my office, I got out of my chair to go and talk to one of the workers in the locomotive shop. And I fell down in my office and I hit my head. I realized that I should not be working in an office environment. So maybe I can work from home. Maybe I can do contracts from home. Maybe I can do telecommuting. Maybe I can do all these things. Maybe. Obviously, I'm able to be on the computer for multiple hours at a time.
Where did you get an idea like that?
So maybe I could do it from home. But at this point, no company is going to hire me because I am such a dangerous risk for them. If I fall down in their offices and I hurt myself in their offices, then I cannot work, or they would be liable for everything that comes after that accident. And
But
that is why I chose to retire at 43 years old. I'm only 43.
But there's a difference. Okay, you retired due to a situation that is beyond your control. There are people out there who just don't do anything.
I know.
And
I know. And
they're the ones that's telling us that we're wrong because we're, we don't think like them.
Well, if I could, I'll add 2 points to that, Mr. CCDV.
okay.
One, in a way, I kind of get what you mean because my retirement age was 32. Basically, I walked into the doctor's office and they went, "You're done." Okay. Secondly, right now up here in Canada, one of the major fighting points, shall we say, was due to the bug I won't mention. Our government decided where you guys got the one time, or was it 2-time payout over this course of this nightmare?
I only got a one-time payout.
Yeah,
One time?
at this point.
One time? Okay.
The
So-
second is still being debated.
And
Okay.
they also like give a bonus for unemployment. You're getting extra money with unemployment. If you can qualify for unemployment, you're getting more money than you would normally get.
All right. So what our government did right across the board nationwide was they decided that what they would do is anyone that lost their job or could not go to work due to the virus would then receive $2,000 a month straight across the board. It is still going on now.
Yep.
They're still paying that out month after month. Now, here's the problem with that. They've shot themselves in the foot. Twofold. One, most people are not all that eager to return to work. I wonder why. Second, what they forgot to also mention was tax time next year is going to be a rude awakening for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's
Third.
going to be a big ouch for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
It's going to be an ouch. Third,
That's why I'm glad I've been working all this time.
Third, the government went and shot themselves in the foot because for people like myself who are on government disability, not company disability, they went when they put this $2,000 marker out. They stated that this was basic living. This was the basic amount of money you needed a month to live. And then everybody that was on disability went, wait a second, my full disability payout is $1,500. You're what the fuck? So now everybody on that side of it, plus your 65 plus, are going, wait a damn second. You're saying that 2,000 is the bare minimum. Yep. Well, we're all under that. So what the fuck? So it's raising this major stink on one end, causing a completely other nightmare on the other. On one hand, it will mean that in the short term, families were able to survive this in many cases.
Yeah.
On that principle. However, there were a lot of people that abused it, that took it when they didn't need to. And now,
Rambling Canuck. I am 100% permanent and total disabled. I cannot do a labor job. The best I can do is an office job. And so the VA, they pay me monthly a stipend for myself and my children.
Yep.
My 19-year-old daughter is going to college, and it's paid for through the VA. So she doesn't have to worry about tuition. I still have to pay to make sure that she has a place to live. And that's something that is not considered in the payout for the disability that I get every month. And so I just don't I don't like to talk about myself. I like to keep these live streams upbeat and fun and happy. But
Have you read the subject of this particular live stream, dude?
I am really angry right now.
In your introduction to this live stream, you and just to be fair, you have a right to be angry. Look at this stream. I look at the panel. I'm going to
Yeah.
say 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 people on this panel are suffering from some kind of a bullshit, bad shit going on.
Yeah, there's at least 4 of us, 5 of us, if I did my math correctly.
Mr. CCDV, do you mind if I share some very, very personal information on here?
I'm.
I
it's
got to grab
open,
a
man.
notebook.
Hey, before you do that, Canuck, guys,
Mhm.
I've got a previous commitment, and I'm sorry that I've got to go, but I do.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I
to do this.
It's nice. It's great to have you here, Stone Loki.
Thank
It's great
you.
to have you
Thank
here.
you, all of you. You too, Bird. Love you, man. Give nephew Oprah a big hug and kiss from Loki, brother.
I will.
See y'all later. Thank you, Mr. CCDV. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for hanging with us, Loki. And Admiral, if you've got a prior commitment as well.
it's not a prior commitment, but I do have to unload a truck tonight, so I think I'd better sleep at some point.
I've heard of that thing called sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah, but I just know that I appreciate a stream like this because it shows how strange things have gotten. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How skewed
no
they
doubt
I
about
hear
that.
you.
Okay.
And
I'm not
we,
gonna.
we have not, we ironically, for one of our live streams, it has not gone off the rails. We are still on the same subject we were
Right.
talking about from the beginning.
I am not going to degrade anybody and their situation because their situation is may be brought on by themselves, but probably not. And who am I to criticize that? But there are people who take advantage of the situation, and those people are the ones that just make me want to pull my hair out through my ass. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. I'm fully aware of what you're talking about. And
So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to go into the other room, turn on my Xbox, and watch your stream, and probably fall asleep to it because this is something I find important. Okay.
Well, thank you, Admiral.
So for that, I will see you all later.
Thank you for your input. It was historically brilliant as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, sir.
Rambling, you can go ahead and go ahead and hit your topics.
Okay, so remember how I had told you what the government had said up here, that your basic for a single person, blah 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 blah, $2,000, right?
Yeah.
The reason that it has caused such an uproar within the disability community, which I am a part of, is and as they always say, show the numbers. So I will. That right there is my monthly budget.
That is impossible to live on.
That right there
Sorry.
is my monthly budget.
So hard to argue that $2,000.
And that is why I have been going on streams and saying that if anybody could help and giving out his PayPal.
Yeah, but I don't. I just put it in my stream, so I never say anything about it because there's people like you that need it more than me, and I'm stubborn that way.
We really need to find. We really need to find Captrex's money to provide him with what he needs to live.
Well, like
Alive.
you, Rambling, my medical is paid for. I don't have to concern myself with medical. So if everyone here is willing and able, support Captain Trek.
Absolutely.
He needs it. If anything like what the situation with Captain Trek is going on now, If it were happening to me, the VA really would be taking care of me. So I don't need it. I don't need the money. I'm not streaming here to try and get money. If you want to buy my book, great.
Please do. Please buy Mr. CCDB's book.
But
I don't
You
know
need to push that sucker more. I'm just saying.
Yes,
I don't
you
know
do.
if I know how to read, man.
but I don't need medical support, and my bills are paid.
Yeah.
Captain Trek, on the other hand, he does need medical support. So I would like to beg this community to support Captain Trek right now. And if you would put your PayPal or whatever the case may be, or GoFundMe, something like that in the private chat, I will add it
It's
to
already
the,
done.
Wow, that was fast.
Well, that's the thing with Cap. I mean, it's like, oh my god, I don't have any extra funds right now, or I'd be throwing it all kinds of ways.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. Like I said, my mortgage is paid and my bills are paid, and I can buy groceries, and that's pretty much it for the rest of the month. So it's good enough. It'd be nice if it were more, but it's good enough.
I'll be right back, gentlemen. I need to have a coffee.
No problem, Rambling Canuck.
And with Bird,
The-
with Bird, if
hold on, Pflugerville. Positive Candor has a
Now, if
Go
this
ahead.
was basically, let's say, because Captain Trek of your situation, your intestinal wall ruptures,
he'll be dead.
then that's considered an emergency, and they would perform this surgery whether you had the money or not. Correct?
There is no abdominal wall at this point. My intestines are protruding out of my abdominal wall, and it is simply a matter of time before either I can raise the money or I die. It's it's that simple. And right now, the surgeon who did perform the last operation wants approximately $10,000 up front before he'll even see me again.
Okay.
So
But I'm just saying that
if I needed emergency surgery, I'd probably die. So, but yeah, it would be provided. You're right.
That's if you knew what was happening and you
Yeah.
got to the emergency room
Yeah,
on
in
time.
time. Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
right.
Well,
not to lessen
gentlemen,
situation.
the
Right.
Valkyries are live. So if we want to go ahead and head over there and support the Valkyries, this would be a perfect time to do so. I don't know what else to say. I just got really angry this morning about the status of the United States. So I'm really angry about a lot of things. In this case, angry about the morons that I defended for 25 years. And I know it devolved into what we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes, but I don't know. It just seems that the country should be smarter with their money. The country should be better with their people. And the country should not be. I say the country, but it's really the people that make up the country, and they should not be taking down statues of Ulysses S. Grant and Francis Scott Key. I mean, if our people knew our history and understood our history, then these things would not be happening now. So I am angry, and
When I first joined this stream, it said I lost my anger. I thought this was going to be a happy stream.
I thought I said I lost my temper. Did I say I lost my anger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Now I've lost my anger. That's why I was going, okay, something's going on.
Oh my goodness.
I thought,
Oh,
wasn't this going to be great? Something
jeez.
wonderful has happened.
I meant to say I lost my temper. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought, okay,
Typo.
something's wrong. I don't know what it
but
is, but I gotta
before
go.
you end up wrapping this up, I just want to thank you, Mr. CCTV, for allowing me to come up on your panel. And
Yeah, absolutely. I actually like to go around the panel right now and let everybody plug their channel. So, Pflugerville, what do you got coming up?
I don't have. I'm gonna try to make a new video, but I would just want to say any of these vets that are out here that are getting screwed over or having problems, this shit's gotta stop. We need to take care of the vets, and we need to take care of Captain Trek.
I agree 100%.
Want to know the sad part? It may actually be easier to raise money for me to fly somewhere else and have surgery than it would be to have it here.
And
I'm sorry.
That's true.
I really am sorry, Captain Trek, but that unfortunately is the case in a lot of. Jeez. I have insurance. My kids have insurance. I don't have to worry about medical expenses the way you do. So it's difficult for me to understand the situation you're in, but I do empathize with it. Rambling Canuck?
well, I'll just say two things. One, catch Bird of Prey 5 later on today because it should be a lot more upbeat than now. And
Yeah.
support Captain Trek as much when and if you can. And Mr. CCTV, I'll always stand with you anytime you need me.
Bird of Prey 5?
Hello, world. It's Birdo Prey 5. Kapla. Yes, thank you, Grambling. Today, bed life, I don't know, 4:30, maybe p.m. Eastern. I'll be on. Everybody's welcome. I don't know that's going to be more. Well, I guess it'll be. We'll have some parts that are more interesting, but might be a stream where I get a rant a little bit. We'll see how the day goes.
Woohoo!
Woof, 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 woof.
Bird rants
Positive
are always
gander?
more entertaining than anything.
Oh yes, agreed.
Positive candor. You got something you want to advertise this week?
No, just help out Captain Trek if you can. Hopefully, I mean, he can go somewhere to have his surgery. I mean, I would consider that an emergency right now if you don't have an abdominal wall. But anyway, hopefully you can get a surgery somewhere else. If you can't get it through the current doctor you have,
Thank you.
Captain Trek?
No, I would just like to encourage everybody to support everyone in this community, Rambling Canuck, Loki, Mr. CCTV, what's his name? To whatever. Anyhow, the soup guy. Just
Jedi
support
Bill.
everybody.
Jedi Bill.
Support everybody. Just be there for them. And and I'm sorry, Positive Candor and Bird of Prey 5-2. Just make sure everybody, we support our community and lift each other up. That's all I have to say.
Thanks, Captain Trek. I get it. I will tell one story before I end the stream. My father died of the same disease I have, so I know where I'm going and what's going to happen to me in the next few years. Okay, so it's not a happy subject, and I don't bring it up for lots of very specific reasons. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. In this case, being the stream that this ended up turning into, I want you guys all to know that I'm absolutely proud and just, this is an amazing community, and I love all of you. I really do. The fun I've had and the fun I intend to have for the next 5 to 7 years is all I ask for. Okay, so.
Well, I never served in the military, but for anybody with MS, I mean anybody with MS, I've seen how that degrades everything in your life. And sometimes I come off as a little crash, or I'm just trying to be literal.
No, I know. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not trying to be unsympathetic, but that's a fucking I'm out of words.
Thank you, Farthead.
Yeah.
No, seriously, Pflugerville, I appreciate that. And like I said, I'm fully aware of what I'm heading toward in the next 5 to 7 years. So I just hope that I can get my memoirs out there and just enjoy my time while I'm still capable of doing so. I love my country and I want it to be a great place to live. And so if you guys could all contribute to Captain Trek's surgery so he can get back up on his feet and get back to creating videos and content that we can all enjoy, that would be fantastic.
And I don't know. At some point they're going to figure out how to fix MS too.
Yeah, at some point they will. They haven't been able to in the last 20 years, but
Oh, this is like 40 years ago.
yeah.
But-
So I'm not angry. I'm not upset. Well, I'm a little upset.
You can be angry and upset. We're here for you, buddy.
So I just thank you guys for coming on with me, and I love my country. I love you guys, and I just want to have fun for the next few years. But when things like canceling fucking Godzilla come up on the streams, I need to make a response to that, and so I am furious about Godzilla. I'm furious about Star Trek, although I do like Lower Decks, and a lot of you guys don't. So
Well, I'm gonna go watch Star Trek or Lower Decks by myself next week, or this week, whatever you want to call it.
but the Valkyries are on, and I've taken a lot of their time already. So I'm going to go ahead and end this sucker, and let's all migrate on over to the Valkyries and have fun with them today. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, sure, you
Works
betcha.
for me.
All right, guys. I will see you tonight on the Insomniac Soup. How's that?
Works for me.
That'll work.
Take
Awesome.
care.
All right.